The tree of liberty has been thirsty for too long. I am the spark, the powder, the match, the shot that rang, the line in the patch. I am the night they tossed the tea, the oath they swore to die free. You can chain my hands, you can break my bones, but you'll never own my soul. I am the fire in the midnight sky, the reason tyrants die. I am 1776, lightning, thunder, iron, and grit. Every musket, every fist. I am 1776. Oh, 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 oh. I am 1776. I am the flag they tried to burn, the shot that made the empire turn. I am the rebel, the Minuteman, the ink that wrote we can. We hold these truths, hear my boots on the cobblestone, hear my war cry, shake the throne, hear my drum, you know it's near, your reign of fear ends here. I am 1776, lightning, thunder, iron, and grit, every musket, every fist. I am 1776. Oh, oh, I am 1776.
Hello. Hello. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day.
Happy Wednesday.
I had a minor malfunction here, trying to find my mouse off to the side.
You're playing around with Mike now.
Yeah. At least it's not gerbils. But it's not it's not even Friday. I'm sorry about that. So, notice Sean's not here today. He'll try to pop in if he can when he gets out of the doctor's office. They're checking to make sure he has a heart. So we got a lot of people in the chat. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
So we'll start out with a prayer and get going here. So I'm still typing at the same time I'm talking. So blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. And that's James 1:12. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen. Okay. So what do you want to start out with? Huh? Ooh, what? Yeah. So everybody, you guys all probably know that Trump's plane turned around yesterday, but they had an electrical problem on it, is what they're saying. And I know they do a pre-flight inspection and everything like that, but I don't think it's any big conspiracy or anything, because once you get on, if they start flying like that, electrical problem's not going to show until the wiring gets hot, is what I would think. I don't think it's a conspiracy, but I know. The only reason I know is because I used to do pre-flight stuff. So
he forgot his marker.
Yeah, he might have forgot his marker. But no, seriously, like that, everything runs. And the other thing too, I wanted to bring up, there was a G4 solar storm yesterday. So if he was up in the air like that, they could have gotten a real heavy electromagnetic electromagnification, proton hit on the electrical system, and that would overload it, where it would change like the altimeter and everything like that. They would have to turn around, that wouldn't be good. You can't fly with that kind of stuff. But I really don't think it's any big conspiracy, because his plane has got to be one of the safest things that they have, and I don't think anybody would even be able to get near it, even on the tarmac anywhere. I mean, come on, it's the president of the United States. I don't know. What do you think, George? You think I'm right or you think I'm wrong?
But I can never say that you're wrong.
Yeah, you can. You could say I'm wrong. You just might pay for it later. You know what? Read this one.
It's blank.
No, it says help. I need help. I don't have a black Sharpie. Our budget here doesn't allow for me to spend $2 on a Sharpie.
I think one of the good subjects would be,
does it really matter about subpoenas? Did I say I said subpoena?
Well, supposedly the DOJ served the governor for Minnesota and the mayor of Minneapolis. Mr. Lemons, we got a video about that one too. Is going to be hit hard by the DOJ because of he organized. He was outside with. He said he just walked in and just like that it happened, but which was bullshit, which we know. Mm-hmm. And Michael. This will explain a little bit of it.
Well, yeah, but
I
was going to say that I know you got that clip, but they said there's pictures on TikTok if you get on there where he was kissing the head of that. The head of the protest thing, and then
he even got involved with the Black Lives Matter. He bought coffee.
Yeah, that was on their website. That's where they were going. He and Don Lemon organized and everything. He's in big doo doo. He's in big doo doo.
He's in pretty good shape with this clip.
Big caca.
Really caca.
The get. And you can build off of what Harmeet said yesterday. How would you build out a case against these BLM terrorists and Don Lemon who stormed this church?
Well, I would use the Biden Justice Department playbook to build this case. When they went after elderly Christians praying in abortion clinics, they went after priests. They went after Bevelyn Williams, a black young mother of young kids, and threw her in prison for 41 months under the FACE Act while they gave amnesty to people who attacked places of worship. We have a new sheriff in town with Attorney General Pam Bondi and her all-star team, including Harmeet Dillon. These are two bold and fearless warriors for the Constitution. You're going to see indictments under 18 USC 248, which is a FACE Act violation, and 18 USC section 241, conspiracy against rights. And that's exactly what the Biden Justice Department did to Christians praying at abortion clinics. We are now in a country where these Democrat governors, these Democrat mayors are fighting the federal governments. They're fighting federal law enforcement on immigration. That is insurrection, right? That is seditious conspiracy, textbook insurrection, textbook seditious conspiracy. We now have Confederate governors in America, like Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. We have a Confederate mayor with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry, and now we have their Klan foot soldiers like Don Lemon, who is rounding up agitators to go harass, intimidate, threaten, disrupt Christians during the middle of their Sunday church services. This is a red line. And I would say to Don Lemon, you're not a journalist. You are an agitator. Your own videos you posted show that you're an agitator because you're so stupid.
Yep, that's the point. I mean, but the subpoenas were put out. But I think the subpoenas that the DOJ are completely different than the subpoenas that the ethics committee would Comey. What's the name? Comey. That did that. Yeah, that did the subpoenas to Bill Clinton and Hillary. But if you notice that with the when they did subpoenas to Bannon, Steve Bannon, and Navarro, they both went. We brought this up yesterday. That they both went to jail, and they're not doing this with Clinton or the Clintons or anything else. But I think because, as she said, Hillary says if she ever gets hit, that she's got a lot of information on a lot of people and paperwork and everything else. So maybe she didn't burn all the hard drives that she said she did at that time.
Maybe.
Good possibility.
Maybe. So, yeah, I'm. Hi, Mad Kitty Cat. Haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing good. She hasn't been in a while. We haven't seen her. So, and then Lisa wants to know why we're starting at 8:30. Is because it's fun, and we want to start at 8:30 to 10. We can cover more information like that and get a little bit more in depth and do a little bit more interaction too. So I just thought I'd address that. So in the chat, but I was paying attention to you too while you were talking.
Yeah, well, we had to because not enough time for the hour.
No, we were running out of
I
time.
mean, when Ed originally started the show was 8:00 at the time, so we figured we'd try 8:30 and see what happens because we do eat up a lot of time, with what we put up and stuff and the information we give out.
Mhm.
But there's the Davos. Let me see. Did it start here?
Yeah, it started already. They said at least the chat's saying he started already. But do you mind if I go right into Larry Fink then? So if the
That's going to be part of it. So
all right. So Larry Fink kind of like squealed on himself over here at Davos, but I'm going to start out with this then, so you guys can kind of see what they thought's going on over there.
We believe that outside the United Nations, this is the largest gathering of global leadership of the post-COVID period of time. For many people, this meeting feels out of step with the moment. We hear all about the elites. And how does that play out in an age of populism? How does an established institution make a difference in an era of deep institutional mistrust? And there's some truth to the critique. I believe in this forum for a long time. I certainly wouldn't be leading this if I didn't believe that we can change and make the world better. But it's also obvious that the world now places far less trust in us to help shape what comes next. If the World Economic Forum is going to be useful going forward, it has to regain that trust. And that's the goal of this year's World Economic Forum at Davos, to expose people to wider ranges of voices, to a wider range of ideas, maybe even an argument, but one that we have deeper understanding from. And I think not all of it's going to sound as good as the one that you enjoyed at that moment, like in music. And like in music, you're not going to agree with everything. But if you're willing to listen, it might leave something with you inside. It might stay with you. And maybe you will evolve and be better for it. And that's the mission of the World Economic Forum this week in Davos.
He's so full of it. That ain't the mission.
let me tell you about that piece of shit.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, if we go back to July 13th, 2024, when the assassination attempt was done, listen, one year with Davos, with the kid that did the assassination, and this is why they got rid of the body so quick and all this shit and everything else. He was in a what do you call it? He was in a Blackrock commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Building that he did the assassination attempt was a Blackrock owned building. So Blackrock is involved with a whole bunch of stuff. It's involved with the elections integrity because they are the holdings of I was listening to something of Smart Tech and Dominion Machines. and also Fox News. They hold a lot of holdings of a lot of millions and billions of dollars with all these things. So what he talks out of his mouth, yes, he does want to have control because he is one of the part of the elites of the New World Order and I think Trump was going to call him out. I know they made some kind of deal because he's pissed off that Blackrock is buying all these homes and people they're buying these homes and renting them out, and they're having a control over part of Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Texas, and 2 other states. I don't remember the other 2 states. But then the people can't buy, and the people can't afford the houses because there's not enough availability because of that, and because of what investors are doing, buying these homes and stuff. So to me, Finky Baby is a piece of shit, and he is part of the ones that were part of the New World Order until Trump smacked him, but he thinks he still has a little bit leverage because of the amount of holdings of the billions and billions of dollars. I think
I got a clip about Blackrock.
all right, put the clip up. The one you make me keep on talking for.
Because I like to torture you.
All right.
Yeah.
Finally arrived here in Davos. You can see the security there behind me, the police. Kind of give you a picture also around the town. But I want to walk you down this way to show you who is really in charge here. You know, if you've been following my work, you will know that this is the first time in 55 years since the founding of the World Economic Forum in 1972. This will be the first time that Klaus Schwab is not the ringmaster of the event. So who's replaced him? Well, Andre Hoffman is one of them. He is the CEO of Roche Pharmaceutical, the 8th largest pharmaceutical company in the world, but the largest family owned. He is co-chair of the World Economic Forum with Larry Fink of Blackrock. So that's who's really running the show here. Blackrock, if you didn't know, manages some 12 trillion in assets. Fink himself is only worth a couple of billion. That's a small-time billionaire when compared to, say, somebody like Bill Gates or Elon Musk, but that's not where his real power is. His real power is in how much he can leverage, how much he's actually managing. So now I'm waiting for some guys I'm going to meet here in Davos, some Dutch journalists who should be arriving shortly, but they just told me, I just got a text from them telling me that they have been delayed by security getting into the village. So we'll see how that goes. I'll check back in here shortly.
So he was talking about Roche Pharmaceuticals. So you know how we always talk about big pharma running the world through, as being a conglomerate or anything. Basically, they just verified that the New World Order is being funded by big pharma because Roche makes a lot of money.
Well, don't forget what he was talking about, the holdings of BlackRock.
Mm-hmm.
I was off a little bit. I said billions, but it's trillions.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of power with that money. Trump is slapping him right now about extending all the stuff that they're talking about.
Yeah, well, they're not. The whole thing is that. Did you notice that? You'll find out they just like blew all the green energy crap right out the window this year. They're not even going after that anymore. And we were talking about Macron too, showing up with his sunglasses on and everything. And there he was yesterday with the sunglasses still on. So there's something to that. I don't know. Maybe he got the clot shot and now he's having problems, which would be kind of funny. Actually, it would be like karma.
I think it's the husband. I mean, the boy or the wife. I mean, the guy.
Well, before he put the sunglasses on, his one eye was all real red. And if you want to go into conspiracy theories, with the krill thing and all that kind of, what krill? Not krill. What's it called? Grill? can't think of what it was. I can't think of what it's called. Anyways, but you know how all the people in the New World Order have that black? They always have the black eye on the left-hand side.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's his. Maybe he got initiated or something. Yeah. Red Ginger says eye infection. Sure. No. Yeah. Being sarcastic. I know. Yeah. I don't think it's an eye infection either. With what's her name? Brigitte.
When's Ginger's birthday? She's saying.
No. Yeah. It's not today. It's not today. There was a little thing going on about that, but I don't. But he's got that black eye. So either Brigitte gave him a punch to the face, or something seriously wrong there. But if you notice that all of them people that go to the WEF, they've all had that eye. Even Pope Francis did at one point. So there's something to it. Do you see people in the chat that we know or anything? Do you see people walking around with a black eye all the time? You don't. And these people always seem to have a black eye, which is really strange, if you ask me. But I think their Agenda 2030 really is getting a kick to the curb this year.
Yeah, well, Trump is going to smack him, so that's the thing. It's going to be a big smackdown.
Yeah.
He offered. It came out to 79. Hold on a minute. About Greenland. I should have wrote it down. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be some. How'd you want to say it? Educating. Trump's gonna be educating them today.
Education.
Huh?
Education is called.
Education. Yeah. Well, there's gonna be some stuff going on over there. It'd be interesting. I wish he wouldn't have started at 8:30 so that we could kind of cover it. But there's no way I can't keep two computers and then put a third one up and to do that. So.
Well, that's what do you call this? The one that he's offering, what it came out was a $700 billion offered to buy Greenland outright from Denmark, plus $100,000 to each 57,000 residents, totaling nearly $706 billion, which we get back in tariffs and the amount of money that we get off of Greenland.
I'd like to have $100,000 just for you to put up with Biden for 4 years.
Oh yeah,
that would be really nice. I think we all deserve it. Everybody, every one of us. I'm just waiting for income tax time to see what's going on. Trump did say something about that $2,000. He said he was going to do it without Congress yesterday.
He's talking about they're subpoenaing the new news organizations that were against some of the stuff about all the stuff that they're talking about. So it's what he's doing at Davos now is letting them know that nobody's going to screw around with the United States, and they're going to do what he wants to do. The Greenland thing is very, very. I should download the picture, but it's very important about what's happening with it because of the. Let me save this photo. Then I can download it and send it.
I know the crew he took with him to Davos is really, it's like hardcore. It's like he took the gang off the street, the big guys, the administration with him, so he's got like his enforcers. That's what I think is really cool. But Scott Besson,
what's his name? The secretary, the Treasury Secretary, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's a little fruitful, but he's got a set of what do you call? He must be the man in the relationship.
Oh. You wouldn't. I don't know. I didn't think. To me, I didn't think he looked like he was lighting the loafers, but he keeps it, low key, which is really cool. Because then you got the flamers on the other side all the time, and that just makes me sick. But I don't know. The Greenland thing, they keep going back to that. I think isn't it just Denmark that don't really want to sell it, but like most of the people in Greenland are like happy to get $100,000. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, don't forget they sold us. We bought land off of them, the Virgin Islands, like we said the other day. It's not that, and then they can't. There's no way in the world could they protect it from Greenland. From Russia and China. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, don't you think they'd be happy to be American and be protected by America rather than being protected by Denmark? I mean, there's nothing.
But the whole thing is what you heard. What the guy came out from Denmark and said, he's using curse words like this typical socialist that some of them are with saying the same thing like, keep keep your hands off or get the fuck out or something like that. They're all trying to use the same terminology as the Democrats are using here.
Democrats.
Blowing beards and making believe like they're
Oh,
testosterone.
yeah. All of a sudden, they got the Democrats are trying to project toxic
Yeah, all of a sudden
masculinity.
they got testosterone, whatever they call
No, they don't, though. They really don't. I mean, I know. They think they do. Just like Swalwell growing the beard too.
it.
You know, I mean, what the hell's up with that? It just makes him look stupid. You know,
He looks like he had a whole bunch of Chinese egg rolls.
Every time I think of him, I just go back to the gas. I can't help it. He's just anybody that can do that.
You know, they put out a thing out about. I'm sorry, I got the blow. Let me shut the mic off. I got to blow my nose again. They put all the stuff out about the things that I mean, when Trump spoke yesterday, okay, and he started showing all those criminals, the fake news media just shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
They shut it down because they don't want, and that's the big problem we have. We only have 1.5 because I consider Fox half, but Newsmax. But the whole thing is that the fake news media has control of the media. The media, and people don't know what goes on. The only thing they know is that, and they're all bringing it up, that they shot the ICE agent, killed the girl. Not that the girl, and they gave him internal bleeding by hitting him with the car. Right? They didn't say anything about that, right?
No. You want to? The libs are so sick. I don't know if you seen this yesterday, but this is horrific.
My wish for Caroline Leavitt. She is pregnant with a baby girl, and I truly do hope that baby is so healthy. I hope she's healthy and headstrong. So headstrong, in fact, that as she is emerging into this world through Caroline's geriatric deck garage, that she tears her from bow to fucking stern. Grade 4 tear. Like so big that when she gets out of the shower naked and walks across the room, like she accidentally picks up dog toys. Yeah. That's my wish for you, Caroline.
Is it me or is our eyeballs coming out of our head? I think these people are out of their minds when they talk about.
That's the kind of crap we got to deal with on the other side. I mean, they're totally insane.
Just think, she's a registered nurse, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go in the hospital, and they find out you're MAGA, they could kill you.
Wouldn't surprise it really wouldn't surprise me because there's so many ways they could do that in the hospital.
And then you got the other ones with the Alibabas that are in the hospital too. That if they find out you're Jewish, they might do something to you too. I mean, that's how.
Well, didn't you have problems because of your tattoos before?
Oh yeah, they walked away.
Mm-hmm.
This one here. See that one there? Did you see that? That one there with the skull.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to touch the body with that.
Yeah. Well, they're nuts. I mean, I think they're terrible. And what I'm glad is that whoever put that up put her, I don't know if that was her LinkedIn profile or what the heck it was right alongside, but so, people know, I don't know, but they sure are crazy. But I go back to Davos again, but I don't know. As far as Germany, they learned a lesson. Remember when they laughed at Trump when he said they were going to be sorry for taking all their power down, all their nuclear power and going green and everything. And now Germany can't even keep the lights on sometimes. I think it's funny. But I'm just glad they're dropping the green news scam.
Well, he's got to talk about Venezuela, which he is, and then he's got to talk about how powerful that they have weapons that nobody knows about. Like what he did when they went in there. I mean, I have certain intel that showed exactly how it happened.
Yeah, they're using those sonic weapons and everything that can. That's what.
Even the helicopter. They went in with 4 helicopters.
Yeah,
they flew in the streets of the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they came in. You know? But
Yeah.
just imagine this woman's eyeballs are coming out of her head and they're all like that. Look at all the protest women. They're all white women. You white women are crazy.
Nope. Stop right there. It's liberal white women. You got to quantify that. It's the liberal. Yeah, it's the liberal white. It's
Some of you
liberal.
women are crazy anyway. I mean, you'll beat the shit out of people. I mean, I had white women with us in the rallies and the protests that grabbed some of these liberal types and beat the shit out of them. So we got the right. We have the right crazy women. Put it that way. They'll defend you. I'll tell you that much. And if it wasn't for the real white crazy women on the right, we would have lost a lot of control over the schools, and that's why Moms for Liberty was created and stuff. So,
Well,
I made a speech one time. 2020, I think it was. So that 2021. I think it was 2021, 22. So but anyway, I made a speech in front of people, and I said to them, the mothers, once they found out about COVID and all that stuff, I said, the mothers of this country are going to save this country because of what they found out, what the kids were teaching, learning. And that's how Moms for Liberty were created and stuff, because of all that stuff.
Yeah, but you can tell the ones on the left that are crazy. Remember, we talked about that before. When you see the white above the colored part of their eye and above and below, that physically, that's a sign of like mental illness or psychological problems or something like that. It's a proven thing.
Did you see that lady with like this right here? Show me right here. Show me right here. Show me right here.
I don't know. Well, the same thing. Like I know it's kind of a little bit off subject, but what I was telling you about where I went to college up in Traverse City, Michigan, they started up a TPUSA chapter up there, and they got like 60 people to go ahead and protest it. And when you looked at who was protesting it, it was all older people. It wasn't even anybody that was going to college. So these people are definitely paid and told to do this kind of crap. And the liberal white women, there was was on the news. They had a psychologist saying the same thing that we said on here, that what they're doing is a lot of them don't have kids, or they waited so long to have kids, that they're taking their maternal instincts and protecting the immigrants or the illegal immigrants, and then taking up a cause like that and using that because they don't have God in their life. They don't have, children in their life. So they're using it that way. And that's what really makes it, sick for these people.
Yeah.
They're filling a hole, a void in their life. They should have just been a mother when they were younger. I'm sorry about saying that. I mean, it kind of sounds sexist, but it really isn't. I mean, that's what women were. That's your function. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be able to have babies.
Oh, there we go. We got to download this photo.
But where do you?
I'm taking care. I want to show this photo about why it's so important about Greenland. Hold on.
Okay, stop it.
Well, it's very important. I don't want to lose you.
Wait, is it the one on the bottom?
No, that's the one. That's the second part of the British.
For Susan.
Okay. Yeah, but I want to show this image, which is, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, Mark, they're white Karens, all right. But I'd put a expletive in front of Karens. That's what I would say.
This is why it's so important. If you see the circle that's all around there, around Greenland, and how it touches. They said if it's low tide or something, you could actually walk from Greenland to the United States. So that's why this whole area is important, and that's what there's a lot of ships go through those straits and stuff. So that's why that's what we're trying to protect. And he knows. Like, look what China, Iran, and Russia did going into Venezuela and Cuba.
Mhm.
Right? They surrounded us, and that's why Trump cut him by the knees by hitting Venezuela. Now, when he cut the thing in Venezuela, the knees, right? He took care of Cuba, Russia,
Mhm.
Iran, because he stopped all the fuel. And this is what he was doing, little by little, step by step. He took the tankers and all that stuff and everything. Because what they were doing, because of the embargoes, they were sending the fuel to Venezuela, and Venezuela was sending it out because nobody was allowed to buy because of the sanctions against Russia, and we're supposed to buy fuel from Russia.
Mhm.
So this is all in the game plan to protect America. This is not just to control, to have, like to take over the country and stuff like that. He's
Mhm.
protecting our sovereignty through that area there, and that's why it's done like that.
Yeah, and I mean, if somebody wanted to invade us, that would be a real sneaky way to do it too.
Mhm.
It'd be so easy to do that because isn't it on the other side of the country, like through the Bering Straits? That's why American Indians, they say where they came from, because of that. They were able, at some point that was above water, and they were able to walk across, and they did the DNA studies and everything improved. A lot of them had Asian DNA.
Well, they said that's how they all came over, like the American Indians that were here
Mhm.
came from all the way across that Greenland and walked all the way into eventually the United States.
Yeah, everybody's bringing up Canada. Yeah, we're going to have a problem with Canada, I think.
We talked about Canada yesterday, about the amount of Chinese that are in there,
Hmm.
and the China, he's gonna get a smacking. What's his name? Because
Kearney?
Trump is. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
little fruitcake that he is.
Yeah, not correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm pretty right on this one. He was a finance guy, like a banker or something like that, and didn't even live in Canada. And then they placed him there, and to elect him. I'm pretty sure. I know I read something like that, but just for Canada, how easy it is for them to come over here and not even be caught. You could go anywhere up like around the what is it, the Great Divide up
Yeah,
around the
Great
top.
Divide, yeah.
Yeah, they can come right across the Great Divide. And if you go into Michigan and you go up into the UP, there's so many ways they could just come right across the border.
What about
Nobody would even know. You could just walk across.
the bridge that goes from Canada to, what is it, Michigan?
There's the Ambassador Bridge in Detroit, and then there's the Sarniak Bridge up by Mark knows, just north of Mark. And then there's the one in Sault Ste. Marie that's up in the UP that goes into Canada.
The guy is so stupid that how we could cripple him, it's unbelievable. You know what we get from them? We import a lot of the lumber because we couldn't cut our trees down, but we were allowed to get trees from Canada. We got so many trees now; they're getting cut down like crazy because of all the building that they're doing.
Yeah. I think the only good import from Canada is Labatt's.
The what?
Labatt's beer. Labatt's beer. We import Labatt's beer from there. Molson. I don't know about Molson.
Molson Ale. I used to love that beer.
Youngling. Youngling.
No, Yuengling is made in America.
I know. That's what I drink. That's what I say. That's the best beer. It's the oldest brewery in the United States.
Molson Ale is.
Now maybe they'll sponsor us if I keep talking about them. Beer sponsor. Yeah. Port Huron. Okay. Yeah, Pendleton whiskey. I never heard of that. Well. There's Canadian Club, right? That whiskey or Canadian Royal. I don't know. I used to go back and forth to Canada when I lived by Detroit.
And Blue Water Bridge in Port
Huron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go there to go to the casino in Windsor, but there's nothing good over in Canada. Well, maple syrup. You'd go for maple syrup, George. But I don't know. Sault Ste. Marie is pretty though, and that's one of the oldest settlements. Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, is one of the oldest settlements in the United States.
I buy maple syrup in the United States. I don't buy anything shit from Canada. I think it was 50 cents more. I paid 50 cents.
No, they make a lot of syrup in Michigan. Tap the trees up north up there.
Well, that's what I bought. I buy it there. I don't buy the Canadian shit.
Yeah, well, my neighbor used to tap the tree, so I always got free syrup. It was good too. Nothing in it but Crown Royal. Yeah, Mark. Yeah. youngling. I don't know. But you want to go back to Virginia? We talked about all the things, all the things that they're putting into play now. And we talked about it yesterday. Well, it hit the news after our show, but we talked about it first. So there's a couple. What else was it we talked about first yesterday too, George? You did it.
Oh, about the cops in Miami.
Yeah, and then it hit the news. So it's important to pay attention to us because actually we don't talk about stupid stuff. We find stuff that might hit the news or might not. So
a lot of people are watching Davos, Trump.
Yeah, I know.
Not in the chat at all.
That's all right. They'll, I'll watch the speech afterwards on the replay. I thought it was kind of a shame it was on at 8:30, but there's not much we can do about it. But we're talking about different countries and everything. Listen to this one. This is how unhinged the left is.
I don't want to hear another white person say the word illegal for the rest of my goddamn life. We are living on stolen land. Our ancestors forcibly and violently seized this land from the indigenous peoples who were living here for generations before we ever showed up. We do not get to call them illegal. We don't own the fucking planet. Nobody does. We are evolved monkeys with opposable thumbs who use them to write little monkey scribbles on a slice of tree, and we call it a birth certificate with our little monkey sounds. All of it is made up. None of it is real, and it doesn't fucking matter. And it's certainly not a valid reason to rip a terrified, screaming child away from his weeping mother. And I am tired of being made to feel like I'm crazy for being angry about this. Capitalism is just narcissism as an economic system. Imperialism is just narcissism as a foreign policy. If the lion can't claim the safari for himself and call the elephant illegal, then neither the fuck can we.
Oh my God. She's telling me about the indigenous people. Well, the indigenous people came here when they had their own tribes, beating the shit out of each one of them and killing each other and taking over the property and the land.
Mm-hmm. Every empire has been by conquering. I mean, this lady is absolutely nuts. We got to deal with this kind of crap on a daily basis. How could it just shows you that
she's very well educated. No, but just saying, they're educated by the things that they learn in college about how bad we are. If you keep on telling people, repeating the same shit over and over again. Well, yeah. Of course they're going to be convinced. Like fake news media keeps on talking about how bad it is. Look, what Trump is doing now, it's the second part of that video. The first part we showed about the British Economics Forum, that what they were trying to do. And Solyndra is talking about, that's her name, right? Solyndra?
Who?
Solyndra, the one that's on that, the video that I got out.
Susan Kokinda.
Yeah, I thought it was Solyndra. I think Solyndra I like better. It's easy.
Isn't that the battery company, Solyndra, that went bust? Yep. Or the solar farm or something like that went bust? I don't know. You want me to put Susan up now?
Yeah, put Susan up, yeah.
Okay.
Or Solyndra, whatever.
Kokinda.
I'll call her what I want.
Giant for globalist imperial interests. Russia understands this, and so does Trump. But you're supposed to miss this through the noise of what's going on in Congress with the Epstein files and everything else they're throwing at you. So in order to cut through the noise, I'm going to play excerpts from a 2023 speech that Donald Trump gave in Michigan. I'm doing this as a public service because so many people are being disoriented right now by British Psy-war operations. First, I'm going to read one quote that Trump gave, and then you're going to listen to part of the speech. He said, "So if you want to save your livelihoods and your way of life, then you need to send a message and join the ultimate strike against the globalist class by casting your vote for a gentleman known as Donald Trump." And then a few minutes later, Trump really drills down.
"I will give you the end to this horrible globalism that's killing our country. I'll give you the return of the United States of America as the greatest and strongest industrial nation in the history of the world. Together we will dismantle the corrupt power structure that has feasted on the suffering of the American auto worker and the workers of any kind, not just auto workers, workers of any kind. We will cast from power the financial forces that have turned American cities into ghost towns.
No leading politician in my lifetime has identified the enemy in such clear terms. The globalist class, powerful financial forces. This is what Trump was up against to get reelected. But that was 2023, and a lot of people are now saying Trump is not delivering on his promises. Well, I say that he is. Look at what he just said about the insurance companies and hold that up against what he said 2 years ago in Michigan about casting from power the financial forces that have destroyed America. Here's the truth he put out on Tuesday. The only healthcare I will support or approve is sending the money directly back to the people, with nothing going to the big, fat, rich insurance companies who have made trillions and ripped off America long enough. The people will be allowed to negotiate and buy their own much better insurance. Power to the people. Power to the people, not to the financial forces. And he's also delivering on what he said to those auto workers back in 2023 about making the United States the strongest industrial nation in the history of the world. On Monday, he spoke to McDonald's franchise owners, and this is what he said.
But in 9 months, we've lifted over 600,000 Americans off a food stamp, and that's a record. And it's not because we really have a strong economy. I mean, we're building thousands and thousands of factories all over this country. Wait till they open up. You're going to see something like we've never seen before. You know, we lost our auto industry. 54% of our auto industry left for other places over the years. And I think we're going to get it more than all back. They're coming in from Mexico, from Canada, from Germany. They're coming in from Japan. We made a deal with Japan, $650 billion. We never got anything. We made a deal with the European Union, $950 billion. They'd have to buy our oil and gas and many other things. And I want to say it's good for everybody. All that we made a deal recently with China, where they buy our soybeans, but it's hundreds of billions of dollars. And it's incredible what's taken place in our country.
Donald Trump has already negotiated and lined up trillions of dollars from other countries to come into the United States to be invested in shipbuilding, in steel making, in making us independent in terms of rare earths and chip making, in building hundreds of nuclear power plants and pushing forward into new frontiers of nuclear fusion. This is indeed the biggest economic revolution probably in American history. And of course, this means building, as he said, more factories and expanding domestic production. Now, amidst all of the static and the noise, how many of you missed this announcement last week from Stellantis? They announced that they are going to be investing $13 billion in the United States, that this is going to be the biggest single investment in their 100-year history. They're going to expand U.S. production by 50%, creating thousands and thousands of new jobs in places like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and in Michigan, including in the city of Detroit. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more that Donald Trump is bringing back to the United States, and I will add, the way he's negotiating these trade deals and getting direct investment from other countries, he's bypassing the Federal Reserve and Wall Street. This is what candidates, elected officials, and activists should be talking about. They should be talking about the fact that this is an economic revolution, that Donald Trump is reestablishing the United States as an industrial superpower, that we're going to become a manufacturing giant again, and we're going to start delivering the kind of jobs where one income can raise the family. A lot of times in the comments to my videos, I get people saying, I voted for releasing the Epstein files. I voted to see perp walks. Well, I voted for this economic revolution, and we're getting it. So let's go back to where we started. The Russians are publicly saying where the war threat is coming from and who the enemy is, and that it's the British Empire. The British are admitting that they are becoming isolated because of this. And they know that Trump is serious, that he's following through on his promises, and that his policy.
Yeah. The only thing I disagree with her about is the soybeans. I think the left men could use a lot less soy. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh,
You're
that's
muted.
for men. I took
Yeah,
off. What do you mean? I'm not muted anymore.
Oh, I didn't mute you. No, but I disagree with her on the soy. I think we don't need so much.
Trump said something very important now. He's talking about NATO. And he was saying that, we're the biggest defenders of NATO.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, will NATO defend us? Which you saw already that they wouldn't, because what they did is they went into Greenland. The members of NATO sent troops there.
NATO's obsolete. It's obsolete. NATO's obsolete.
Well, if it wasn't for us, it wouldn't have survived in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But could you imagine what they did? They just sent a few troops there, like really, like what the fuck? I mean, you're kidding me or what? Really? Didn't you just see what happened to Venezuela? Are you people so stupid? And Germany pulled out as soon as he said about the tariffs. You have to understand.
Yeah, it wasn't $3 billion per soldier. He was going to tariff them.
But and it all goes around with all the stuff. Like he's talking about our Federal Reserve. There's a Supreme Court hearing today about the one that he tried to fire, that woman there that they're going to do.
Oh yeah, I know who you're
Federal
talking
Reserve chair can only be removed by the president for cause, which typically means serious misconduct, not for political reasons. This independence is designed to protect the Federal Reserve ability to make monetary policy without political pressure. But what pisses me off about that, all right? The Federal Reserve, who controls it? But the politicians are so worried. I mean, it had to go to the Supreme Court about that.
Yeah,
it's wrong. The president has the right to fire them. But she was doing something with the real estate stuff that she was messing around with. It was proven fact. But he fired her, but she's still on the chair and stuff. So she could be still sitting back in the Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
But what bothers me a lot is that everything that President Trump does, it's just like he gets attacked from the Senate and the Congress and then the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, by right, the way the majority is in the Supreme Court, is supposed to be always on the president's side, but sometimes they fight him.
Can I talk about the Federal Reserve for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to make a point about that. That if you follow the price of metals and silver, I keep talking about the shorting of the silver and everything. The Fed had to buy back a lot of its own debt, which is kind of funny. So Trump, in a way, is forcing the Federal Reserve into bankruptcy because the Federal Reserve is a private entity. It has nothing to do with federal anything. It's all owned by the banks, JP Morgan Chase and everything. So if he can bankrupt the Fed, then the Treasury will be in charge of everything. And at that point, we can go back to a gold standard on the dollar or not a central bank digital currency because you wouldn't want to do that. But like an American only like Bitcoin or I'm not real good on the Bitcoin stuff, but it would be something digital like that, but that would be actually backed with something of value. And that would be the way of eliminating the Federal Reserve without having to go through Congress or anything, would be to be able to bankrupt them that way. And a part of me thinks that's what's going on. And that's why silver's been manipulated so hard, because the banks were all buying that up because of the tech business and everything, how much silver is needed in there.
Yeah,
and anybody that's in the chat that knows a little bit about that, see, Mad Beach is saying silver, bango. Yeah, I think that's what's going on, is that he's trying to bankrupt the Federal Reserve, and that would be an excellent way to get rid of it without going through the law, would be doing that. Because how could... The Federal Reserve was buying all kinds of different securities and everything too. They were buying into the housing market and everything. So why not do that? It would benefit everybody in the country to do that.
Still, what do you call as they brought up? What about the Golden Fort Knox?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever visited it yet, and nobody ever saw it yet. So I mean, What's up with that?
No,
there's a lot of gold in the Vatican. That's proven fact. There's a lot now. They said a lot of countries stored their stuff.
Yeah, but do you remember all the planes that were coming into New York last year that they were coming in the middle of the night, and they were saying it was all full of gold, and they think that was coming from the Vatican. That when I can't remember how it went. It was something to do with the currency and everything, but it was with the payouts that the Vatican was doing, that they, and the child trafficking and everything, the executive orders where they were able to confiscate assets for a lot of that stuff. I
Right.
think that's when we got a lot of the gold out of the Vatican. I think it was done like under the table so people wouldn't know what was going on.
We did work in the Federal Reserve a long time ago, talking about shit. I think it was in the 80s, maybe. It was, my company we did work, and the only thing I saw in the Federal Reserve is skids and skids and skids of money, paper money. That's all I said. I see no skids of gold. I didn't see nothing like that. And there was a big, big, gigantic room, and they had all the skids of money. Because we had to run electrical work in that area. So that's what we saw.
I was in the where they make the money. I seen it all. Pallets of cash.
Ask me if I care. I was bringing up a story.
Do you care,
By the way,
George?
I bring up a story, you got to bring up another story. It never fails.
I'm just showing that I can empathize with your story. Go ahead. Oh, you don't
My
want
friends
to.
want to move back to Connecticut for what? I told them I can't move back to the blue state that controls my. That's true. That's good. What's funny is about the Virginia thing. Let me tell you something. That's what that woman is doing. That governor is going to destroy that. That's a Biden in the dress. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable what she's taxing. She's going to. I mean, the people's home taxes are going to go up. She wants to do all green shit and everything else, and it's terrible. And what happened? What was funny was the people didn't know. The people didn't know that the lieutenant governor was Muslim, and you should have saw the people's faces in the audience when she took the oath on the Quran.
Yeah, Virginia's going to be the East Coast California. It'd be like they're all comrades in Virginia. Sorry for anybody that lives in Virginia, but man, oh man, those people are
You know what the problem is?
for voting her in.
The majority of the red part of it are all big time gun owners because we went. I told you that time we went there. It was like 40,000 of us there about protecting the Second Amendment that they wanted to get rid of, in which they can't, but they tried to.
Yep, RD says the next California hellhole will be Virginia. I believe that too because a lot of those people voted for that, but that was just because they're government employees. That there's so many that live up in Virginia around DC like that.
So there is cause for we'll go back to the Federal Reserve. There is cause for the president to fire that woman, and he did, but because she ain't this color, because she's a black and a minority, they were backing her. The Federal Reserve was backing her of the Federal Reserve. So now it's at the Supreme Court. It drives me crazy. He's still going at it, Trump. Drug prices are coming down tremendously because a lot of stuff was coming from there. See, like you said before about the pharmaceuticals.
I got a good story about the pharmaceuticals because of Trump, and this.
Where's the breaking news? You didn't do the breaking news.
This is an example on how great Trump is. Insulin is essential. If you're a type 1 diabetic, you can't live without it. You'll die without the insulin. And the big pharma knew that, and they went ahead and jacked the prices up. They like tripled and quadrupled. My daughter told me she was getting it for my grandson, and just the copay on it, she said, was like $150 a month, and it was costing $1,700 between the two different types of medication he had to have. She went, and some of the new health laws came into effect this month. She went to go pick up his insulin, and there was a zero copay on it. She got $1,700 worth of insulin for a zero copay because of Trump's changes with some of the stuff in the Healthcare Act. So, for people, I just wanted to point that out. That's a real life example on what you can do. But Big Pharma did that on purpose because they know it's an essential medication and that people would have to pay it. Plus, they knew that the insurance companies were the ones that are paying it. So it's an inside grift between insurance and the pharmaceutical manufacturer to be able to transfer wealth between the two. So you can see how insidious they are with the things that they do.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to download that picture. When the president spoke yesterday at the press conference, did everybody notice about the American flags that they had the ropes laying across the flags of red, white, and blue?
I did.
I know. Well, we discussed it. That's why you don't.
Yeah.
We're talking about the people in the chat. So I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to say nothing. That's it.
I'm just backing you up, George. Go ahead, tell about the rope because it's interesting.
Well, it was interesting when it came out, but let's see. I got to read it because I don't remember. Hold on. The rope on the flag behind the president are often red, white, and blue to reflect the colors of the American flag, symbolizing patriotism and national pride. That's another argument about the national pride. These colors represent the values of the United States: red for valor, white for purity, and blue for justice. And that's why those ropes were put there on purpose while he spoke. That was that. Bet you didn't know that. They wouldn't tell that in the news either. But we know. They're,
Well, like what you always say, pay attention to everything. And, sometimes they have the fringe on the flags and everything, but this popped up with the ropes and everything on the side. So it's more than decorative. There's a purpose for it.
He does. I told you that time when he made his announcement about running for president when we were at Mar-a-Lago. He came out and said, and I counted the flags. They had everything he does is prayer. You got to watch everything he says and does. It's amazing. And what happened was, I was there. I was counting the flags because they had 6 flags on the sign that says "Make America Great Again." Then they had 6 flags on the stage. I went through this before. I'm just reminding everybody. And then I'm going to be like Trump. I remind everybody about everything. And then 6 flags, another sign that said "Make America Great." That's 18 flags. So I'm telling it. And then I went on the back wall. I counted 19 flags. So I was saying, I'm telling everybody, I said, there's something up. There's a message here, and I'm trying to figure it out. So when he came out and said, he didn't say, I'm announcing my presidency for the for the 47th president. He didn't say that. He says, I'm announcing my presidency for the United States of America. And the reason that the last president we had of the Republic was Grant, was number 18. And what he's doing now, you can see the position, it's all about America. He's doing the Republic, and he would be considered the 19th president of the Republic. If you know, sometimes he has that Republican sign behind him with the eagle and stuff. So what are you smiling about? What are you smiling? What's so funny?
I just listened to you. Go ahead.
I'm gonna hold. Just go hold over the sign all the time. I'm gonna talk like this.
The people that believe in your feelings are really hurt. You gotta stop.
All the time. Like, I'm not even gonna put my face on it. I'm gonna hold it like this. I'm gonna get.
I was laughing because Red said you're such a sensitive soul. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's messing around. He's not. He doesn't get mad like that.
After the show, I get abused by her. We should do. I set up the cameras the last time about the ad. She abuses me. After the show, she actually abuses me. I should make my biker feelings come out. I'll teach her.
Yeah, he's just messing around. We do this all the time. Oh, come on, you can get it. I'm gonna ruin your street cred. You keep it up.
What is he saying now? What is he saying now? I like to hear what he says.
I don't know, but here's something funny.
I just want people to understand. He was on a plane, flew back because there was something matter with the plane. Got back on the plane. He must have had about 3 hours sleep. There's a 7-hour difference between here and Switzerland. 7 hours. 6 hours Italy, 7 hours Switzerland. 6.5 hours Switzerland. So that's the difference. And this guy is speaking there. It's an hour already. I watched him speak. It's amazing how he stands to speak and how he stands up that long. I watched him from the back. I was behind him when he spoke. When I was at that event.
They're saying they mentioned Macron about Trump talked about Macron wearing the sunglasses.
Over. He's gone. He's in the toilet. His what do you call? His she-man's gonna beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
The wig's
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what
the wig's
happened.
gonna finally come off. So,
Well,
but we here, what's this here? We could post this one up if you want. He did. Now he I didn't want to post this up. He posted on his site 8 pages, which covered 365 days of his presidency and what he has accomplished every day. Did you see that one? Did you see that? What are you laughing for?
I don't know.
You know, I wish.
I had too much coffee this morning.
I wish Star Trek was on right now because I would tell Scotty, beam me up to your house and beat you. But I wouldn't beat you. You know what I would do? I would just tickle you to death. I would tickle you so much that you would cry. And then you would fall off the chair. That's what I would do.
I don't know. I'm in a giggly mood today. I can't help it.
Today, you're working on things. Oh, we had that. We put that video up about, didn't I? Oh shit, maybe I didn't. Yep.
Which one?
No. About John Solomon and what's his name?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. No, I don't think we put that up. We talked about it. You and I did, but we didn't put it up. We didn't talk about it on the show. We talked about it outside of the show.
Yeah, but there's a lot there. There is supposedly, and usually John Solomon is on the money, and so is Mike. Who's that? Mike? No, Davis. Michael Davis.
Yeah, Mike Davis.
Yeah, they both said that there's arrest happening. There's going to be stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that everybody's getting pissed off about the accountability, and I'm going to tell you, us American people, what we're going to do. They'll arrest people, the accountability will be done, and then all of a sudden we're going to complain about something else, which is the typical Republicans. Our mission, please remember and tell everybody that our mission is to vote. Now, even if you're going to put the rhinos back in, you got to put them back in so they have control of the House and the Senate. There's some pieces of shit in there. I would like to grab them by the throat. Oop, I better not say that because then I'll the cops here. I'll FBI here again. That these people are unbelievable. I mean, especially Toon. He's tuned out to everything. I mean, that's his perfect name he's got. Mm-hmm. He received $10 million, $100 million from what's his name? McConnell.
Yeah.
And that's what the thing, everything. We all know everything is about the money. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do. And that's how these pieces of shits get back in the office because of the advertisement that they do and everything else. And they'll destroy the opponent in the primary so they keep the rhinos going. So the main issue is Elon Musk is dumping money in to advertise for the primary opponent that's in the election with the rhino that's there. Because he's tired of these people voting against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And term limits have to happen. And then they get an argument about term limits because they turn around because now you don't know who you're going to get in term limits because maybe the guy was a rhino, but he was pretty good. And now you got another guy you don't know about. If you stop the 4 years, just because you got the 4 years, doesn't matter. If you put people that are constitutionalists in there and patriots, not lawyers, doctors, but regular people that know about this country and know about the country, put the working people. Oh. They talk about working people. There's shortage of electricians, plumbers, and everything else. It's unbelievable. Don't go to college, kids.
Yeah.
Don't let your parents pay $60,000, $70,000 a year and then become a lawyer or something like that. Maybe a doctor, I don't know.
I got something really. This is interesting. I'm going to put this up. Oh, God, that's my stomach.
You pass
that
gas?
exists outside of the American justice system.
This is
this what you found in your book?
I downloaded it.
Yeah. It's a parallel structure, and it's an intrusion in our sovereignty. I mean, imagine if we had American members of Congress and U.S. senators who lived in Canada, and their job was to represent Americans in Canada. Canada would not tolerate that for a second, and yet we are allowing Mexico to do that. You mentioned China. China is doing similar things, not only the infrastructure that you talked about, but they've created an industrial scale model to exploit birthright citizenship in this country. You know, birthright citizenship, Supreme Court is going to hear the case. You know, somebody is in the United States at the time, they give birth, that child is automatically given U.S. citizenship. Our federal government, Benny, has zero idea how many people have been born this way in the country because we don't keep records. If you get a birth certificate that your child is born in the United States, which makes them a citizen, we don't list the national origin or the citizenship of the parents. So our federal government has no idea. The Chinese government has actually looked into this because the Chinese government encourages members of the Chinese elite to do this in the United States. And the numbers that they come up with are absolutely stunning. And it's another example of this immigration subversion. The Chinese government believes that for every year over the last 13 years, roughly 100,000 Chinese nationals a year have been born in the United States. They are then taken back to China. So think about this. You're looking at more than 1 million U.S. citizens. I'm going to put that in air quotes. They are U.S. citizens, according to this claim about birthright citizenship, but they're being raised in China. They're going to CCP schools. They are members of the elite. Their parents are military officers, intelligence officers, propagandists for the CCP. When they turn 18, Benny, they're going to be able to vote. They're going to be able to donate to political campaigns. They're going to be able to get government jobs. They're going to be able to do a whole host of things. Keep that in mind. More than 1 million when the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton was settled by 80,000 votes. So China's doing this in a different way than Mexico, but it's very, very similar in their goal, which is to chip away at our sovereignty and to wage what I argue is civilizational warfare on the United States.
You just blew my mind, Peter. That's exactly how you would do it. If you wanted to hack our idiotic systems, which of course birthright citizenship is one of the dumbest rules in place. It was never intended to mean any pregnant person just has an American randomly. It doesn't work in any other country that way. Where if you're pregnant and you just happen to be in France, then your kid's French. It's so stupid. It's so arcane. And this is exactly how you would hack it. You see the article here. And now they're able to get welfare benefits. You would be able to get all of the benefits of an American citizen, and then you're able to vote straight from China. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
Have you seen is this like the largest scale election fraud hack that you've seen? Do you cover that in the book? Is this like how China is hacking our elections using this as like biological warfare?
Yeah, no, great question, Benny. Yeah, that is a major component of it. And the first wave of this is going to start cresting in 2030. That's right. That's when we're first going to see the tip of this more than 1 million Chinese nationals. They're doing something else, Benny, too, and that is they're exploiting something called the EB-5 visa program. This is a program that was started in 1990. It was developed into law by Congress. It was passed. It was signed by George H.W. Bush. We now know, by the way, that the person that pushed for this EB-5 visa program was a Chinese national named Maria Tsai, who was later outed as a spy. So that means one of our key visa programs was created by a Chinese spy. What the EB-5 visa program does, it says if you invest $1 million in the United States and you create a certain number of jobs, you get permanent resident status in the United States. All right. Interesting idea theoretically. The problem is the Chinese, to use your words accurately, have hacked this as well. So more than 90% of the people going through the EB-5 visa program are Chinese nationals from the entire planet. And here's the thing. They get permanent resident status, but they brag on Chinese social media that they never live here. They remain in China. They're part of the Chinese elite. They now have permanent resident status in America, but they're never here. So why do we care? It matters, and we should care because permanent residents of the United States, whether you live here or not, can donate to political campaigns.
Right.
And there's literally tens of millions of dollars from these Chinese nationals that are flooding legally into our political campaigns. And it will not surprise you and probably your audience that those donations break 80, 20, 90, 10 Democrat, Republican. So this is another example of how they are hacking our political campaigns, because we believe that immigration is the same way it was 100 years ago, when people are just sort of coming here. They want to be part of the American dream. They want to immigrate. They want to assimilate. No, it's been weaponized by these foreign actors, and China is particularly effective at doing so.
And that's why there's such a big push for internet voting, because a lot of the China can hack anything like that, and they go to internet voting. China's going to hack that stuff with their bots and everything, and we're gonna lose our country.
I'm going to tell you a great story. I used to go when all the Italians used to come over to visit, right? I used to meet them at the international airport in Kennedy, and they all came in there. All the Chinese are ready to pop. The stomachs are out like this. Even the ones with the them two, they're all ready to pop. Every one of them. I'm talking about not 10, hundreds of them came into the international airport that way. Mm-hmm. And then they have the baby here. Now, the birthright was done because of the slaves. Mm-hmm. What happened for the slaves that were here in America. And that's what it was, because the parents weren't American citizens at the time. They were slaves. But their children that were born here became American citizens. That's what that thing was for. It has nothing to do about birthrights here. The Democrats took over that shit like you wouldn't believe. And they're trying to stop it, and they're going to try to stop it now in the Supreme Court again. I went when my daughter had the baby. I went to the hospital. I very well know it's Long Island, New York. A lot of illegals in there. I mean, packed, because they're all landscapers, working for landscapers. I come out there, 5 of them couldn't even speak English, and they carried the baby out. 5 of them. 5 families came out within an hour. 5 families, because there was a waiting room that the kids, the parents, and the grandparents had to stay outside. Now, I'm kind of.
This is why sovereignty matters.
Yeah.
People don't think it matters, but it matters. This kind of stuff matters. You don't think it's important that people are allowed to have the birthright citizenship. They don't realize the ramifications of that. It can actually take away our sovereignty, and we could end up, not even having the United States of America anymore. And the way they go about it is like, it's sneaky because people don't pay attention.
Well, look what happened. Look, all these Muslims, they get married to each other. Their brothers and sisters married, whatever the hell they are. They marry these kids. They have babies. They're all over the place. And look how many are in here. They're not citizens, and then people were saying that crazy woman there that started screaming about the kids going back. A lot of these kids are with illegals that are from other parents, and they're child trafficking them. Mm-hmm. So it's all the stuff that people don't realize how much all this is happening in this country. And the biggest time of the trafficking and all that stuff is during the time of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So we have a problem that everybody, I'm involved with something too, but General Flynn's big into that. The sister's very big into that about the child trafficking. Everybody's doing a big part of what's going on, but everybody's got to get involved, because you can't, I want to say about me, but all over the place.
And this is why we have to get involved, because this is the left. They have nothing but propaganda. I just thought that one was.
That's a good one.
I know. I like that one.
Are you saying my signs are stupid? Is that what you said?
No, I'm not saying your signs are stupid. Yeah. Oh, George.
You put these signs up. See, I make my signs. I give effort. See, I do.
Yeah, they're not pre-printed. So nobody's funding you. You're an independent.
I just hope everybody in the chat knows how much I'm getting abused from you. So I hope people feel sorry for me.
Oh, there was a point I was going to make, and you get me all messed up now. Oh, what the heck was I going to say?
Great. That senators and congressmen are 80-some years old in this thing. Well, I mean, Guy Grassley and then Trump, and I don't know. That what got me, boy. That was the best one.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. We really want to thank the one person that consistently every single day gives us the thumbs down. You're just a wonderful person, and we're so happy that you come on our show just to give us the thumbs down every single day. You got persistence, and you're so loyal too to be able to do that. This has been going on for quite a while.
Well, we're going to honor them. We're going to present them with a certificate tomorrow about how dedicated they are putting this thumbs down every day. We appreciate you doing that because it really shows you how fucked up you are in the head. But that's what we're.
Plus, it shows that we honor a diversity here because you have a different opinion. We think it's great that you actually get up every single Monday through Friday to put that thumbs down that early in the morning. So we're figuring out you must be on the East Coast somewhere and very dedicated.
Well, you have to see the time it comes. Does it come on right away?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's paid attention if it comes on right away, but I appreciate it. And what would be really nice is if you get in the comments.
Not on yet. Yo, it's not up yet.
Oh, maybe they're watching Trump and Davos. Son. I don't know, but it's just kind of funny that every single day there's the thumbs down, and there's no comment.
Thumbs up.
Give us the critique. Why do you give us the thumbs down? Is it because you don't like me? Is it because you don't like George? Is it because you don't like Sean? You put it in the comments why you got to give us the thumbs down, and then maybe we can improve. So you can give us the thumbs up.
I enjoyed thumbs down. It's good. Yeah, one or two are good. That's very nice. They can stick that thumb up their ears if they want, but it doesn't really matter. They can put it. It doesn't matter. Let them do it. It's very nice. We're open to that. But okay, they must have see that they didn't do it yet. So what time is it? Maybe they wait for the end of the show.
I don't know, but they never give it. It
It
is now. The thumb is down, so they must be watching because
They just heard it. See. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but give us some critique so we can improve the show to get that thumbs up.
Watch the whole show, so
it's amazing. It's just one person.
Yeah,
it's always one person. I've never seen two thumbs down, just one, and you can't double repeat the thumbs down. So I don't know. We just thought we'd address it because we want you to know that we noticed. We care about your feelings. We really do.
I know about Grassley stopping pedophiles and low legal age.
Oh, Red saying they can undo the thumb. Just curious, so we know you're there. I know. It really, whoever's doing it, just know that you're not making me mad. I think you're funny. I think it's hilarious. It actually amuses me.
Why you talk about it for? I wouldn't even bother talking about it.
Because it amuses me. I think it's hilarious. I just wanted to acknowledge their effort. Oh, I know I want to bring up real quick before we go. Patrick Byrne. Remember we were talking about him, how the deep state kind of wanted him to do things.
Gotta watch this.
Okay.
No, the people are asking questions to him in Davos. He's on the chair now, sitting down, and that's got to be good.
Oh yeah, but we were talking about Patrick Byrne and the deep state and how they approached him to do things, and he refused to do it. Well, he's part of a lawsuit, and he showed up for a court hearing yesterday, and he showed up before time. I got the clip. It's funny. It'll explain itself. It's short.
Well, as promised, I am here at the court 10A of Judge Stephen Wilson at the second appointed trial date he's given me. I'm here for this one. He's not here. My entire team was here for the first one, July 29th. He fired all of them on the spot. So between firing them all on the spot and me being here, he's too busy because he's writing an opinion that I've defaulted on the trial that's supposed to start right now. That's why he can't show up. The law is an ass.
Call him. I got to call him.
I'm sorry about the volume on that. I don't know why it came up quiet, but he showed up for the court hearing he was supposed to be at, and they were finding him in default before the hearing even happened that he didn't show up. The judge was already writing his default while he was there showing up for his court appearance.
And it was a Democratic judge, but they got a hot on for him because about what happened in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he owned, what was that?
Overstock.
Yeah, Overstock.com. You know, billionaire, helped out a lot of people, a lot of veterans. We did some stuff for him. Really good guy. And he originally he didn't like Trump, but that he did and stuff like that. But he was very big with you know why they hitting him? Because of, come on there, Trixie baby.
Because of the child trafficking.
No. Why are they hitting him? No.
Well, then say.
The elections. He dumped a lot of money.
Oh,
about
yeah.
the election integrity.
But they tried to set him up too. Remember when they put all the child trafficking stuff in the Overstock catalogs and everything? That was to take him down.
Yep. The whole thing is that he had the meeting on January 3rd with Pence up in the Trump International because of what he said, what Pence said on the 2nd at the Turning Point USA or CPAC, no, Turning Point USA. And he made a statement to the kids, everybody there, that the government's going to hear us on January 6th. And it was all a done deal because he met them all. There was a couple of people in the room with Patrick Byrne that he was going to accept the challenge of the election from Cruz and everything. Right? And then what happened? His, spoke. His chief of staff says, if you want to run for 2024, you better not agree to this because you're going to lose the deep state.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he didn't accept the challenge about the elections. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Pence is a traitor, and now he's deciding to run again. And everything was all set up from the beginning. They never about Trump. They never thought what Trump was and everything else. It's a whole bunch. I mean, I could have a discussion about a whole hour and a half of exactly what happened with President Trump and all that stuff all the way down the line. So, but
yeah, but with Byrne though, they basically tried to burn him real bad. They were putting child trafficking stuff in code in the Overstock online catalog and charging like $2,400 for like a Foot Locker for in front of your bed and everything, and it was all supposedly to be moving kids around and that you were buying the kid, and they just did him dirty. But that's how they get so many people, is they plant pedo stuff into their computers. The CIA is dirty. You know, they're not our friends. They shouldn't even be allowed.
You heard what Schumer said at times. The CIA could do whatever they want. It just, but now you have to understand about the CIA. Radcliffe is in charge, okay? But there's a lot of New World Order Biden supporters in the mix between you saw that thing we brought up about the Secret Service guy. He was a Biden voter, and he was given all the information about Vance, where he was and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot decide to identify about. I would question every one of them. Every one of them. Were you a Biden voter? Yes. You could go. You could find out by the records. You could check out who
lie detector test. That's what I think they should get.
Yeah, but you can find out it's all registered who you voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, and that's what they should do. Check them all. You voted for Biden, gone. FBI, gone. Everybody gone because they're going to spy. They don't like. They have that Trump deranged syndrome, which they're opening up a lot of psychiatry places. You would be surprised how many psychiatrists are listening to these people.
I think we should crowdfund through the chat and open up our own TDS treatment center and give everybody stock so we can become rich.
Yep, I think so. I think we could do that.
I think it's a solid idea, isn't it?
We'll straighten your shit out about TDS.
George will be the enforcer. You, Dr. George. Yeah. Waterboard a few and see if they change their mind. That would be kind of fun.
It amazes me. I can't believe just like the people you showed on here talking about about the stolen land. Who tells them that? Who tells them? It's the professors in college. Stolen land. What? They didn't steal the land in the first place. They came from part of Russia, Greenland, and it came across Alaska.
Yeah, they've got Asian DNA. There's Asian DNA in them. So everybody moved. There was migration a long time ago.
Yeah.
Everybody moved around. Everything would be stolen land.
Very
So-
legal. Very legal. Who was here first? Did you know who was here first?
Adam and Eve.
No. Yeah. Well, people believe sometimes it was Adam and Steve.
Well, if you stop and think about it, if there was Adam and Eve and then they had Cain and Abel, who did Cain and Abel do to get a sister?
Abel was helping.
Was it Eve, or was there other people? And Garden of Eden was segregated.
I think Abel started banging everybody. I don't know. I have no idea. They were allowed to have, and I mean, the way the population went, they had to have a thing between, even with Noah's Ark, right? The kids that were on the boat. What happened there?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody produced something. The aliens helped a lot too.
Oh, now we're going to go down the rabbit hole. We don't have time for that because
Pelosi's a reptile.
She's
I got to download
she's the
that.
Walking Dead. She's literally embalmed with vodka.
With the hands, when she does the hand. Like she's got arthritis in the hand when she goes like this, the hand.
That's because she's hanging on to that vodka glass so much all the time. It's like crippled up that way. I don't know, but
I want to see. I want to see the justice about what's going to happen about Hillary and Bill didn't report with being subpoenaed. That's what I want to see. What happens with that.
I'd like to see that too. I would, but
if they do it, anybody. The whole thing is now. See, they subpoenaed the mayor and the governor of Wisconsin. They'll have to appear. So now they'll show, well, we arrested people. And we took out. And then what happened, what Trump showed the 10,000 people with the video clip. I took that little video clip of what Trump went over. And by the way, the fake news media cut it out. I was watching it. I was watching it on TV. I have one TV that was watching fake news. And he was talking, as soon as he showed them putting up the ones that were killing people that were here for so many years and everything else, boom. Yeah. They show him talking, but not listening to what he's saying. And they put that little screen on the side when they start talking, and they took over the screen. So,
yeah.
But we have tomorrow. I'm trying to get Stephen Friend here. He was a whistleblower with the FBI. I left him a text message. I'm going to give him a call today and see what's going.
But it's 3 after 10, so we'll be back tomorrow from 8:30 to 10. Hope you're enjoying the longer format because we get more content in, and the whole chat was fired up today, so everybody was talking and stuff. It's good. Just so you know, I pay attention to the chat. I don't answer a lot of the stuff, but I'm reading it.
I'm paying attention. I read it
too.
No, the only ones I read are the ones that say how great I am. I don't read the other ones.
yeah. So we're gonna raid Mike Schwartz's show. So go over there. He's good too. He's good, and I can't wait till we go to Savannah because we're gonna have a great time there. He's coming too. George, oh my God, you're so funny. Let's see, what should we go out to today? We got to go out to something. Oh, let's see. Oh.
Listen, I love everybody in the chat. Everybody's great. What's the...
Come on, George.
Hey, hold on. Gotta get into it. Here you go. Here you go.
Red shoes. Oh, there's another rabbit hole. Red shoes.
I hope everybody has fun. You know, everybody's watching the Davos.
4, 3, 2, 1. Adios.